Dawg's Fearless Football Picks for week number 15 in the 2022 NFL season. Now, last week, I went 8-5, and overall, I'm 125 up and 80 down. Let's get to Thursday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. tonight. And Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington is the site on Prime Video, where the 7-6 Seattle Seahawks host an NFC West division rival in the San Francisco 49ers, who are 9-4 and firing on all cylinders. There are some injuries, though, the Niners are battling with, and some defensive players are either questionable or going to be out tonight. Brock Purdy, the quarterback, a star is potentially born, Mr. Irrelevant no more, is questionable tonight. And currently, right now, the Niners are a 3.5-point favorite. I know it's in Seattle. I think the favorite is Seattle, essentially, if you take away that 3.5 points by Seattle. The general consensus says that it is Seattle as the favorite because it's at home tonight. I am going to take the Niners, and I think I'm going to take them by a touchdown. I think Brock Purdy and the offense, even though Debo Samuel is a little dinged up, Christian McCaffrey seems to always be dinged up. And I just think that the Niners are that much better. And the Seahawks, I don't know, this might be a slide. I thought they were going to be the worst team in football. So they've already exceeded my expectations, 7-6. Now we go to Saturday games. Yes, it's that time of the year. I'm not willing to quote, it's the most wonderful week of the year, back in that 2003 college football spot on ESPN that my friends and I go, it's the most wonderful week of the year for college bowl games, which I abhor, by the way. I can't stand it. Maybe Charlie Baker, the governor of Massachusetts, when he takes over the NCAA, he can get rid of all these college bowl games. How about that, Chaz? Work on that. Forget trying to pay the kids with this name, image, likeness deal. Get rid of these pointless bowl games. Anyway, 3 games this weekend. Starting at 1 p.m. on NFL Network. It is the Indianapolis Colts at the Minnesota Vikings. Colts are 4-8-1, Vikes are 10-3, and right now Minnesota's a 4.5-point favorite. Minnesota's a fraud. I don't care what anyone says. I think they're a fraud. When they go to the playoffs, I think it's going to be an early round exit. I don't see them playing in the Super Bowl. I just don't. I think the Colts are going to keep it interesting. The Vikings are going to win this game. I'm not taking the 4.5 points. I think the Vikings are going to win this game by a field goal. They're going to keep it interesting. Interestingly frustrating because the Vikings they allow a lot of big plays, and the Colts, they have a couple of guys who can make big plays. Next, we have an AFC Norris matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. 9-4 are the Baltimore Ravens, 5-8 are the Cleveland Browns, and right now the Brownies, though, despite that record, are 3.5-point favorites. It's a 4:30 kickoff on NFL Network. The Ravens are dinged up. The Ravens, once again, are one of those teams that just barely get by. Sometimes they'll lose close ones. Sometimes they'll win close ones. They've got guys who are injured, like Lamar Jackson. He's going to be out. And I'm going to take the Ravens, though, because I've seen this script with the Browns before. I'm not falling for it. I'm going to take the Browns. No. I'm going to take the Ravens. I'm going to take them by a touchdown to beat the Cleveland Browns. Right now, the Ravens are the division leaders, and in the hunt would be the Browns. I think they'll be out of the hunt, although they would still be in the hunt, though, right? Yeah, they would still be in the hunt. Okay. Forget what I said. Strike that from the records. Nothing further, Your Honor. Plenty further, Your Honor. And another game, it's a trifecta on NFL Network, essentially. 8:15 p.m., snowy, cold, Orchard Park, New York. Blizzard of Oz, potentially. The 10-3 Buffalo Bills hosting the now slumping Miami Dolphins. They've dropped 2 in a row. They're 8-5 now. And right now, the Bills are a 7.5-point favorite. And I'm going to take the Bills, again, 8:15 on NFL Network on Saturday night. Saturday night. I'm going to take the Bills by 2 touchdowns in this, 14 points. I think the slide continues for the Miami Dolphins. I don't think they're going to slide out of the playoffs because I think they're going to get maybe 2 more wins. And they will get into the playoffs. See, I didn't think they were going to. I had this team at 3 wins. They're going to get in the playoffs, though. I think the slide will end after they lose to Buffalo. Excuse me. Now we go to Sunday. The Atlanta Falcons, with Desmond Ridder now as their new quarterback, 5-8 at 4-9 New Orleans. This is an NFC South matchup. 1 p.m. on Fox. Saints currently listed as a 4.5-point favorite, and I don't know why. Excuse me. I'm going to take the Falcons by 10 points in this one. I think Desmond Ridder might be just what the Falcons ordered here. This may be the guy that you, the sleeper in the draft that went unannounced. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at 12-1, best team in all of the NFL, the only team to clinch a playoff berth. 12-1 at the 3-10 lowly Chicago Bears. 1 p.m. is the kickoff on Fox, and right now Philadelphia is listed as a 9.5-point favorite. Here is my stone-cold lead pipe lock of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles will win this game by 17 points over the lowly Chicago Bears and continue the misery for the first team eliminated in the NFC's division, in the conference rather, the Chicago Bears. Good one here coming up. The Detroit Lions, who are hot all of a sudden. The Lions don't sleep tonight or tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. At 6-7, taking on the 7-6 now sliding New York Football Jets. I had the Jets at 7 wins. I also had the Lions at 7 wins and sneaking in on a wild card. They may win a wild card. Right now, the Jets, it's a 1 p.m. kickoff on CBS, listed as a half-point favorite. I got the Lions by a touchdown in this one. I just think the Jets are falling apart at the wrong time, but I had them peaking at 7 wins anyway. So. Next, we have Pittsburgh at now sudden in it, Carolina. Yes, the Carolina Panthers are in it. 1 p.m. kickoff on CBS, and right now, both 5 and 8 teams, Pittsburgh and Carolina. Right now, the Panthers are listed as a 2.5-point favorite. They win close games, and sometimes they lose, they get routed in not so close games. They went into Seattle, and they beat the Seattle Seahawks. They're home now, taking on the Steelers, who I thought were going to turn the corner. They haven't, and I don't think they will. I'm going to take the Panthers here by 6 points. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the 5-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cowboys are 10-3. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. It's a 4.5-point favorite for the Cowboys, and I'm going to barely take them here. I think the Jags, who are now back in it, they're 5-8. I think it's going to be a close one. 4.5 points. I'll take the points. I'll take the points. I think the Cowboys are going to come into Jacksonville, and they're going to barely eke out a win. They barely eked out a win against the worst team in the NFL, the Houston Texans, in the Lone Star Bowl. Next, Kansas City at Houston. 10-3 is Kansas City. Houston's 11-1. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff on CBS, and this is the biggest point spread out of all the teams. 14.5 points. Kansas City. I'm going to take that, by the way. I'm not going to get reeled into thinking that it's going to be like a 40-point blowout. I don't see it. The Texans are bad, but I think they showed me something against the Dallas Cowboys that when they play better teams, they're not going to just lay down and die. They're going to play competitive. But I'll take the 14.5 points for Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at 4-9-0 at the 3-10-0 Denver Broncos. Broncos are eliminated, by the way, from the playoffs. It's a 4:05 kickoff on Fox. It's in Denver, and a half-point favorite are the Broncos. I can't figure out the Cardinals. I really can't. Ever since they went, 7-0 last year, they've not played well at all. Kyler Murray is out with a torn ACL. I think all hope is lost in the desert this year for the Cards. And it's funny because J.J. Watt signed this free agent contract last offseason, not this past offseason, last offseason. And a lot of people were thinking, and it was for a little while looking that way, that possibly Super Bowl dreams for those Cards, because they went 7-0 at one time. And then the bottom dropped out. They not only didn't win the division, they had to play a wild card against the eventual Super Bowl champ and a division rival, LA Rams, in the first round. And it's just Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach. I'm not sure if he's a serviceable enough head coach. The Bidwells, You know their history of kind of running teams into the ground. Kyler Murray with that injury, non-contact, by the way, against the Patriots, got hurt. And he might be out for most and not all of 2023. I think most of, possibly. It all depends on how he rehabs. He's going to be out for a while, though. Again, he tore it in December, right? Not good. It's going to be as I said, 4:05 kickoff on Fox. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos by 3 points. I think Russ Wilson will be out with concussion protocol. But I think Denver's going to win this one, although Arizona does play better on the road than they do at home. Next, we have the New England Patriots at 7-6 at the 5-8 Las Vegas Raiders. This is a 4:05 kickoff on Fox. This game was flexed out, by the way, for Sunday Night Football for the Washington Commanders and the New York Football Giants, which has a little bit more panache because both teams are fighting for a wild card. And it's possible that all four NFC East teams could possibly get into the playoffs. It's possible. Patriots got a big win over the Arizona Cardinals, and Matt Judon is a great player. He's been great for that defense for the New England Patriots. Offense, however, lackluster. Josh McDaniels, the head coach of the Raiders, of course, was the offensive coordinator, the guru, the genius in New England. And if you look at the anemic offense, the way the Patriots have performed in 2022, some are saying, you know what, if you had a Josh McDaniels on your team, you wouldn't have such an anemic offense. He's had this circled on his calendar since he took the gig. And because of that, I got the Raiders by 10 points in this one. I think the Raiders are going to beat the Patriots this Sunday in Vegas. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans, the reeling Tennessee Titans, at the 7-6 Los Angeles Chargers. This game is a 4:25 kickoff on CBS, and right now LA is listed as a 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to take them by 10 points. I think LA is going to, it's Inglewood. I think Tennessee is going to get humbled, and I think the slide will continue. You're going to figure out that Ryan Tannehill is not the guy. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, 9-4, the reigning, defending, undisputed AFC champ Bengals, who are back. They're firing on all cylinders. At the 6-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs took it on the chin in the homecoming for Tom Brady at the San Francisco 49ers. Right now, the Bengals are listed as a 3.5-point favorite. It's a 4:25 kickoff, 4:25 p.m. kickoff on CBS. And I'm going to take the Bengals by a touchdown here. You don't want to give Tom Brady time to drive it down the field. I think the pace of the game will be controlled by the offense of the Cincinnati Bengals, and they know that. I think Joe Burrow knows that going in. And the rest of that offense, I think, will consume most of that clock to make sure that Tom Brady, number 12, is not on that football field. Next, Sunday Night Football, an NFC East showdown between the 7-5-1 New York Football Giants at the 7-5-1 Washington Commanders, who are going to wear all burgundy. They're going to debut that on Sunday Night Football on NBC at 8:20, all burgundy. The pants, the jersey, the helmet. Right now, Washington listed as a 4.5-point favorite. I'm taking them by a touchdown here. I think the Commies will come through, and the Giants will continue their slide. Next, Monday Night Football. We have the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams at 4-9 at the Green Bay Packers. It's an 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. And right now, Green Bay is listed as 7.5-point favorites. I believe it will be the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field, and I think that benefits the Packers and not so much the Rams, who always play indoors for the most part, as their home stadium, SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California, is an indoor facility. Now, Baker Mayfield baked a comeback win against the Las Vegas Raiders last Thursday. Does he have another primetime matchup left, a primetime win left in him to keep the Rams' playoff hopes alive, the slim hopes alive? He may. I don't think he will. So around this time last year, he was playing for the Cleveland Browns on Christmas in Dawg Bowl 10, Browns-Packers, and they barely lost that game. I think the Packers are going to win this one by 12 points, and the Rams will be knocked out of the playoffs. Although, you know what? They would still be in the hunt, wouldn't that? Yeah. This is what I like about the NFL now. this 17-game season, which I can't stand, it does give you the option. It does give the option now, basically, of more teams being in it. And isn't that what the idea is, was to have more of a competitive balance? It kind of does. That doesn't mean a lot of these teams are any good, but they're still in it. They're not officially eliminated after week 15. The old NFL, a lot of teams are out of it by week like 12. It would be remiss of me if I didn't mention Rachel Knows Sports. Rachel Flanders, husband of Dennis Flanders, they both watch this YouTube channel here. They watch me doing J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks. They have every Thursday when I do this, they also have on their YouTube channel, I believe it's Raechel, right, Rachel? I'm pretty sure it is. She does Rachel Knows Sports, and she likes to pick, she calls Minnesota Vikings the Lizzos, because Lizzo's from Minnesota. Any team that wears purple, she favors. Also, she loves Joe Burrow. She loves Pat Mahomes. And she loves Justin Herbert. All these kind of studly quarterbacks. They're studs, Jerry. Tom Brady when she can, but she also likes to pick. And I've seen this in like NCAA pools. Like secretaries will just fill out NCAA brackets pools for these head honchos, these executives, to make them look good, to kind of inflate their ego and I guess their bank account during NCAA tournament time, during March Madness. They'll pick a dominant animal taking on another animal, like does a ram beat an eagle, that kind of thing. So she does that. So if you're able to check that out on Facebook, on Dennis's Facebook, I've known Dennis Flanders for well over 20 years, so I'm giving you guys the love. I'm showing you the Kevin love. This is not what you guys wanted? Well, you're getting it, okay? In front of a worldwide audience, mind you. Check that out when you can. I comment every week on it. Because sometimes they make mistakes, but sometimes I make mistakes, and hopefully I get called on that too. Not just mistakes in life. I'm single for a reason. Single and how do I put this? Next question. Next statement. We're getting too personal here, okay? You know where I'm going with this. Anyway, that's it for J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks. Let me do the recap, though, of who I got. Okay, starting tonight in Sunday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video, I've got San Francisco over Seattle. The Saturday games, the slate on the NFL Network, I've got Minnesota over Indianapolis, Baltimore over Cleveland, unfortunately, and Buffalo over Miami. The Sunday games, I've got Atlanta over New Orleans. I've got Philadelphia over Chicago, Detroit over the New York Football Jets. I've got Carolina over Pittsburgh, Dallas over Jacksonville, Kansas City over Houston, Denver over Arizona, Las Vegas over New England, the LA Chargers over Tennessee, the Bengals over the Bucks. I've got the Commies over the Giants, and Monday Night Football, because all the teams are playing this week, I got the Packers over the Rams. Okay, that's it for J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks for week number 15. I'll be back at it next week for week number 16. Going to be kind of a nutty week because you got Christmas coming up. Joyeux Noël, by the way. That is a Merry Christmas in Le Français. I'll probably do in Gaelic Irish Merry Christmas next week because I'm French and of French and Irish descent. So there you go. But anyway, Joyeux Noël. What was I going to say? J-Dawg's short shorts today, talking about what's coming down the pike for the rest of the month of December. Now remember, come 2023, J-Dawg's short shorts is done. Once New Year's Eve happens, that'll be the 365th edition of J-Dawg's short shorts. It'll be the final edition of J-Dawg's short shorts. I'll be doing more content in 2023, just not J-Dawg's short shorts. That was a one-year deal. That's it. I will have fulfilled my obligation. I'll do a recap of this on Tuesday of week 15, and then week 16 of J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks we'll do for, I might not be doing 2 p.m. on Thursday, next Thursday. A lot going on, as I mentioned. I may bump it to Wednesday. You'll have to find out. I'll let you know on social media and here on this YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you for watching and continue to watch as more content will be on the way. Right now, J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks for week number 15. I'm out. I'll see you later.